Today at the workshop, my car is looking dusty, but it's nearly complete. Thomas has thrown his bike on the floor and hit washing it. And yeah, we just get on with stuff. Only cars are this easy to clean. Right, so everything's hooked up now, wired up. The solenoids for the nitrous all work and tested. All off my switches, which is here. And the bottle heater works, which is wrapped around there. All I've got to do now is basically make sure nothing leaks. So for that reason, I need to get the nitrous bottle filled, and I need to fill the fuel tank, the fuel cell. I'm not going to waste C16 for testing, so I'm just going to go and get some unleaded from the petrol station and put that in, just so I can set fuel pressure and all that, and test the solenoids, and then I'll just pump it out and then add the C16 when it's time to go. Nitrous, the nearest local refiller, official one, is about 45 minutes away, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but no big deal. So this is how it all looks in here now, all complete. So obviously I've got the fuel system, which is all these. That is the horn, electric windows, starter button, main power, USB, nitrous on and off, nitrous purge, nitrous bottle heater, race mode, which is what activates the anti-lag, launch control, rolling anti-lag, blah blah blah. It's a combination of that, and then the pedals. That light indicates race mode is active, and yeah, everything now works. That is fuel pressure, oil pressure, oil temp. I need to get another sticker and put it over there to say fuel. I need to also add stickers to my fuse box, just so it's easy to remember what one is doing what. I remember, and it's pretty easy anyway, because all you really have to do is pull a bloody fuse and see which one doesn't work. But I may as well print some little labels and do it properly as soon as I've got a label printer. So yeah, it's getting seriously close, and I'm quite excited because the weather, although one day it can be raining, one day not. Today, for example, it's dry and warm and pretty sunny. It's driving weather. Bottles out. Off to the place tomorrow morning to get it filled up. So quite excited actually. If anybody's never seen it before, this is the bottle heater blanket. It's literally to warm up the bottle, and it's controlled by this pressure switch. So when it gets to, I think it's 950 psi, when the pressure gets to 950, it switches it back off, and good times. What Chinese stuff is, you know, Chinese rip-off stuff, it's normally alright. It's never quite as good. Like, usually the tiny differences, and here's a good one. Obviously I bought that fuel cell for the C16. It is literally eBay special, amazingly good for the money, but I just went to open it and couldn't get the fucking lid off. Basically it locks and unlocks, but when it was on unlock, it wasn't straight, it was like that, so it wouldn't even come out, and I couldn't work out why, basically. No matter what I did, it weren't coming, and then I ended up breaking it, because it turns out this plastic's brittle as fuck. It's just, oh shit, I've broken it now. Still struggled to get it off even when it was broken. Luckily, very luckily, I had an actual legit fuel cell, one made by Wisco, which is an American company. They do proper fuel caps and stuff. You see them on practically every fucking fuel cell, especially American stuff is made by these, although you wouldn't notice unless you bought it because it's normally from another company. But yeah, Wisco Automotive. And you look at them, and this one's clearly a blatant copy of it. It's so similar, but different. Even underneath it. There's no need for it to be like that, but it is identical. So it's obviously a copy, but it's made out of like brittle plastic and obviously not built so well, hence why I couldn't get the fucker off. This is made of plastic, whereas this one's made of metal. That's like the vent, the rollover vent. And yeah, so I thought, oh, I'm in. So I've got one of these anyway. I'll fit it. Wouldn't fit. The light was too tight. So I thought, oh, it must be the rubber seal. So I took it off, and by eye, both the seals and both the shape of this look identical. But in reality, there must have been like fucking like 1 millimeter difference in thickness. So I literally had to just go out the back to the bench sander and spend a couple of minutes sanding this down a tiny bit. And now it's tight, but it fits and does up. So yeah, looks better in red anyway. But yeah, Chinese stuff, when they're copies, they're usually like 99% the same, but not quite. And sometimes that don't matter. Sometimes it's a fixable problem. And sometimes like this, it's a bit of a fucking pain in the ass. But there you go. Well, that's everything labelled up. That's my fuse box. Really not neat, the labels. They're printed neat, but then I had to cut the fucking labels smaller. And I'm way too lazy and didn't have some good scissors, so they're a bit wonky, but frankly, I couldn't care less. Nitrous heater there, just in case I forget, which is unlikely. Race mode, that switch. That's it really, and then I'm gonna go home now. And tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get the nitrous filled up.
The next day.
Right, so nitrous bottle's installed. I've opened the bottle. Let's see if things work. So, power up. Press the Jewish space laser button. Yeah, that works. Yes, I'm childish. Yes, it's funny. Look at this. A couple of little 1 second blasts on the purge nitrous. Look. Ice. The whole thing is frozen. Crazy. My secondary fuel system is working with no leaks. Just need to up the pressure now on the regulator, and that side of it is sorted. Next little modification I ended up doing was adding a outlet vent to the tank. It's got that, which is like a thing for vacuum, because obviously as a tank empties, it creates a vacuum, so you need something like that. But what this didn't have is a pressure vent, because, well, the heating up of the fuel, the travelling around the system and bubbling up and whatever, it creates a little bit of pressure in the tank. Only a tiny bit, but it was enough. It was just, you could sort of see it bubbling out of the threads of these. So I've removed all of the threads, all of the bolts, and added Hylamar, a little bit Hylamar to all the threads. Hopefully that is enough to seal them properly. And then Thomas said just make a vent, and I had one of these one-way valves here, which sort of is not zero pressure, but you just have to blow for it a bit and it opens, so it's sealed normally until there's a little bit of pressure, so it's not like it would just leak. So it's like a, you know, rollover spec valve, same as that one is. And yeah, Thomas said just drill and tap this blank off fitting and just vent it. So while practically nothing will ever come out of it, if anything, maybe the odd drip. Going by, we left this on running for like 5 minutes, and it wasn't even like a drip, it was just like a bubbles and a very slight sheen of yellow from like fuel vapor. It never ever once shown even like a drip of liquid, so nothing should ever come out of that, but it should relieve the pressure hopefully and stop that looking grotty. So just gonna leave it a minute to let the Hylamar sort of tack up a little bit, and then that should be good to go, and hopefully then no more problems. We will see. Just refitting the nitrous lines, and I realised the nozzle that you're looking at right now wasn't in the right angle. Well, it kind of was, but it was a bit loose to me, like not convinced it would totally seal, but it was quite tight, so I had to risk something snapping and doing 3/4 of a turn to get it facing that way, because that is the correct way. Yeah, I was a bit fucking worried that it was about to snap off on me, but there was no other choice. It was either make it work or don't make it work, and yeah, it got all the way around and now it's facing the correct way.
So one of them is nitrous, one of them is fuel. I don't know which one, but just
don't point them towards your eyes. You ready?
No. Fuck me. Yeah, no, that's mate, it went fucking in the middle of the road. Like that, yeah, you got, oh fuck's sake, no, stop, that's enough. You literally sprayed, you carrying everything, even the bin. I'm not shitting you, have a look. That's already frozen. The nitrous one is already frozen. I'm not shitting you, have a look. It went stiff and frozen. So all we need is some balloons on this side. Yeah, I think we need more than just a balloon.
You'd have to be real careful with the opening.
No, I don't think it could be that precise. Straight in your mouth. Do we have something else?
That is very true.
That is very true.
Oh,
so, nothing is running great here because
no.
a couple of vacuum hoses missing. Blah,
literally,
blah, blah.
hoses missing, no bolts in the manifolds, nothing, but yeah. Does sound good. But yeah, literally, like, we've got like about 3 bolts. There's no gaskets on the manifolds. It's
I think there's another product that we should put on the market.
What's that then?
100 PSI wastegate.
Yes, that's true. This is the Formula 1 qualifying wastegate. That
It's a full boost.
yeah,
gate.
full boost wastegate. A piece of thick aluminium bolted to the wastegate hole. Yeah. So there you go. It's Formula 1 spec. Formula F1 turbo spec, qualifying spec, external wastegate, as in a plate.
Just obviously from the battery just on the top of the gearbox, just as it is, just to see if everything works as usual. It does nicely.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we're gonna start refining this stuff.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Well, like you said earlier, it's a case of doing it bit by bit. Because you imagine putting everything together on your build and then trying to start it and it don't start. It's like, oh fuck.
Literally the wiring is just lay down, you know, everything. Obviously it's 90% finished here, but just lay down everything, connect what is supposed to be connected, the throttle obviously with extension, the main relay, both ECUs, lambda are actually not connected yet, and they do rely on lambda and MAF. Actually on these ones, like we said, on the MAF even more.
MAF is super important.
MAF is just throw in with a piece of silicone pipe just to be there.
Yeah.
The fuel rail is modified, so this is the standard rail. Okay. but it works different. So this is supposed to be, I could almost say twice the amount of fuel, because this, what it is does, it goes from one way and the other way is the return. But this one does inlet from both ways and the return from in the middle. So although this looks like a standard, it's not, and it should be good for a decent amount of power.
A hell of a lot. It's like it's a similar style to well, like the aftermarket Supra and Skyline and whatever inlets, isn't it? With 2 inlets, 1 outlet. So it's because if you've got 6 cylinders, the one furthest away potentially may get less fuel.
And also another thing, obviously this is temporary fuel pressure regulator, but the beauty of these, because like we say, the engine bay is not going to be there, we're going to do it from here up here, so all of these is useful. You don't have to run the fuel lines under the, obviously under the engine, on the chassis leg and inside the tunnel. It's just external as it is.
Brilliant.
You know, you put a square pod if you want. You got your fuel pressure regulator or whatever you want.
You put your battery there.
Your battery over here, and plenty of space. Everything nice and tidy. You don't have to squeeze everything in a small amount of space. I like it. I do really like it. The more I'm doing this, the more I want to do my VR5.
That's good. I think that's going to be my favourite. Just the mix. Just the mixture of the noise plus everything else. I think it'd just be.
I used to be a really big fan of the VR6, not much fan of the VR5. I have to be honest, because I love the sound of these. But the raspy noise of the VR5, the size of that engine, well, just everything in that matter, it just convinced me. You can show them. Well, we've shown them many times. So I think it's just brilliant. It's a perfect.
I think it's a good match. I don't know. Just in my head, it's a good match. Yeah.
Although I still think, as a balance, as everything goes, 1.8 is the perfect combination.
Well, yeah, but they all make sense in different ways. I mean, you know, if you want the biggest engine and the most power, it makes sense to go 6.
Yeah, but then, so how far can you go with the VR5 without getting? This is risky for the engine. People pushed 750, 850 with no problems.
Yeah, just rods and pistons. Easily. Yeah.
850 brakes in a car that can potentially, if you strip it down, weighs 850 kilograms.
Yeah, it's what I always say. It's like you don't need any. I mean, that's the thing. See, I don't think anyone's bothered pushing a VR5 to the true limits, but people have gone like 900 odd.
Yeah.
And they are fairly basic spec cars. These have been pushed to over 1500. 180s have been pushed to about 1500.
Yeah.
But you don't need even 99% of people would not be able to cope with 350 in one of these. That'd be mind blowing to most people.
So let's say this is my business. I do this for work. I can choose whatever engine, whatever gearbox in my own personal matter. I personally would go, like I say, I'm still debating between 1.8 and VR. If the frog wasn't chopped, so if I didn't remove the bulkhead from the frog, I would probably go 1.8. It's a quick job. I don't have a ton. Quick job, throw it in, weekend, out within a couple of weeks. It's easy job. Because the bulkhead is already cut off, and because already the VR5 is inside the chassis on them engine mounts and everything, I'd say probably VR5. But nothing crazy. This is what we said before. Because the craziness is good once in a while. Every day, or just fun, like a Sunday fun, it's tiring.
Yeah.
Now when come on, 800 brakes in something like this, 700 brakes, something like this, it's not easy.
And it's not so much the amount of power, it's going to be the delivery of the power, which is, I think, the beautiful thing about like the VR5 with that turbo there. That, in my mind, it's a 2.3 litre. I know from other cars that turbo will spool up super fast on a 2.3 sized engine, but still make like 400 horsepower, and that is, and it makes all the right noises.
I fell in love with the last one we sold.
Yeah,
1.8.
That drove amazing.
That was just brilliant. Honestly, you have to test it to believe it. The VR5, we're gonna have another 100 brakes on top. I don't want any more.
Yeah, I know. You don't need more.
No.
Literally, mine. I mean, mine has got more, and I would probably go more, but not because to make it more enjoyable. It's just because of fast reasons. I want to go faster. You know, it's like at the moment it's maybe slightly slower than the McLaren 720S. I want to go faster than the McLaren 720S. That's all. Not that it'll be more fun, because it won't.
Imagine working on this car, right? So you take your engine lid out, which we still have to see how we're going to produce it. I'm
literally chill out here.
I am quite comfortable.
Yeah,
there.
I know. I was literally, as soon as like with the regulator there, I was like, no, that's amazing. You just sit there and check your fuel pressure.
It's like
check your everything.
That's your table for your coffee. That's your injectors. That's your alternator if you want to do it. That's your belt. That's your spark plugs. That's your oil filler. That's your sensor. That's your throttle body. That's your we're gonna change this because it's not gonna be here. It's gonna be outside. But still, that's your starter motor there. That's your shifting cables. That's your fuses. That's your ECUs. That's your fuel system.
You'd probably have the battery there. The charge cooler would be probably there. It's like, it's good.
I'm really glad I spent so much time in developing these cars, and we decided actually to do it proper.
Genuinely, at some point in the future, maybe, depending how we design this, even with this with a 1.8T, I would love to have this. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Just because I could change the layout quite a lot of like everything. I could put more stuff further here and hide. It's good no matter what engine.
You don't have to. You
don't have to. No.
But if you like, for example, in use because it's more track oriented, more racy car and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? You
could, yeah. You don't have to.
This is not structural. You're not removing any stiffness from the body.
It's basically tinfoil. It's still here. So if anyone wonders, it's this. It is like, look, it's not good metal. It is purely a bulkhead. A firewall, as you'd call it. It's not.
There's a guy doing, I think, V6 or V8 conversion. I can't remember. Longitudinal.
Okay.
Nice job. He removed everything, including this.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. This as well.
Holy shit.
Which is structural.
Yeah, because this.
Structural bits.
Yeah, because we knew this would probably need maybe a bit of cutting in the middle, depending on what you do. But this. Why has he removed that?
And not completely. So the cross member complete, obviously the fuel tank.
Yeah.
And from here, you just make kind of like a engine monster there. It's like, wow, that's going to be quite floppy, I think. That's not good.
I can't believe he's removed that. That's madness.
The cross member on the bottom, you can remove it only if you replace it with something as strong or stronger. The top, you shouldn't touch it.
No, not unless you had like already a full-on space frame.
We had a V6 in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, why would you need?
On the yellow one?
Yeah, why would you need extra height?
No.
I don't understand why you need extra height.
This is VR6. VR6 is very tall engine.
Yeah.
And it fits.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, because V8's nowhere near as tall. V8's are relatively short. That's bizarre, actually. Strange.
This is the thing. Sometimes people do stuff because they can. Not necessarily should.
Yeah. That's why when they do like what do you call it? Like shell swaps on cars, the first thing they do is basically weld in loads of bars, don't they, to keep it. I don't like the idea of cutting that, because that's many layers of super thick metal.
No, that's quite structural.
Yeah, it's a very structural part.
The bottom and the top, shouldn't be touched.
No. I mean, if you was going to cut that, I reckon you can cut that, just re-strengthen it before you pull it back together. But if you cut both at the same time, no way will the car not bend in. No. It's gonna bend in. I wouldn't.
Like you said, you see the body works when sometimes they extensive work. What they do before chopping anything off structural, they weld bars across and everything, so nothing actually moves, stays in the same place. Because
they will naturally flop in. They do. It's just how it is. Even like you said, even a normal body shop badly repairing a car will weld bars in just to stop it happening. But anyways,
the view is pretty much. How far are you from actually covering the road?
Fluids, bleed the clutch, bleed the brakes. Probably they won't need much bleeding. All I did was undo the lines for a little bit, and then that's it.
So tomorrow?
Probably, yeah.
Did manage to get the units running before the VR6 is actually on the road.
Before it's on the road, but this still ran fast.
This runs fast. Well,
Yeah.
We got the drive shafts.
Yeah.
Literally now you just put it. Well, hold on. What this needs, we got the gears.
Yeah.
It needs clutch bleeding.
Yeah.
Like yours. It needs. Well, we don't have.
To be fair, it needs some rear hubs.
That's only because we went.
We took them off.
We not just swapping the engine. We preparing the car. You know, we preparing this much better than the one before. Because we just going more extensive. You know, suspension, anti-roll bars.
Yeah.
Brakes and everything. But if that wasn't the case, this need clutch. We have the shifter because again, all works, so it's all connected. Exhaust is half a day.
Yeah. You could hook everything up in a few days and make it drive.
If I could work only on this, I say the engine and gearbox this side of the car will be finished within a week. Done. Like nicely refined, nice boost pipes and everything.
Well, you know, the thing is what I don't forget, this thing's still got about 6 months MOT on it. So yeah, you could literally, it's not like it, you know, it's not like it has to be ready and then taken for its MOT before you can drive it. As soon as this is ready, it could be driven. You know?
But we need to go for mapping with this.
Oh, we need to go for mapping. It needs like, it's going to need a stronger clutch. But I got that stronger plate, that should be enough. We need you know, we need to change the fuel pump. We need to remove the Formula 1 wastegate and add a normal one running, you know, with a weak spring. No. This isn't the Grenade.
Still, if you're thinking about it, still to refinish everything properly, still a
lot of work, but just to make it. But you could drive it down the street in a few days if you really wanted to.
Yeah, we can drive it to obviously. Yeah. We don't have to trailer it to the dyno.
No.
You can just drive it there.
Exactly.
Someone is going to enjoy this car. This is going to be good.
Definitely. Well, the thing is as well, you know, if anyone wanted to buy it before it's finished, which, you know, seemed what happened with the last one, we could build it to any spec anyone wants. So if anyone's watching this and was like, I want this, but with like fucking 15 drawdown, whatever, it's like, yeah, whatever, if you like, we can add a cage, we can do whatever you're paying for.
I mean, if you see how much people pay for, don't want to be rude, but shitty conversions in comparison.
Oh God, yeah.
Come on, what would you not want this?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I don't think you would, even if you was paying somebody, including mapping and everything, I don't think you'd even get a NA case swap done, would you, for this money? No. Because they're a lot of money.
But the thing is, if you were paying someone to do a bespoke conversion, you want to achieve the same goals, you have a VR6 Turbo MR2, I guarantee you, I'm not exaggerating, you're paying twice the money.
Yeah.
It used to be my job for 20 years,
yeah.
I know. It would be.
If you're starting from scratch, you're paying for all that working out and development, you know? Not a like business point of view, but from a personal thing, it's like, they're all so good options. I couldn't say I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It would really kill me to not run a 180 because I like it just being a 4-cylinder for reason, I don't know. I like maybe being the underdog, a bit less obvious. But 5s are amazing. 6, I can just imagine the ridiculousness you can build with a VR6. I kind of need 3 because there's no winner. They're all good for different ways. They're good for different ways.
The moment you're thinking about, if you want to, okay, so if you want to, like I said, I think that is the kind of in between the perfect combination. But then if you want to argue against this, how are you going to argue against this? There's no argument against this.
That's what I mean. It's impossible.
Also no argument against that. Also no argument against 1.8. All of them is great.
Don't get me, you know, like, I agree with you that the 5 is probably the best, or a 5 turbo, of course, is probably the best all round. But would I ever take this engine out for a 5? Fuck no, I wouldn't. No, I would need 2 cars. You know, this is the one super responsive fun car. This is my mega straight line power car. But even when I had 2, I reckon I would always have in my mind, R32 turbo one as well. Or even R32 NA, to be fair.
Pass me this camera, I want to say something. Now, all you have to do is to make it funny and to see something stupid, more stupid than it already is to offer Steve some money for his car, some proper money because it's a proper car, and then he's gonna build VR6 Turbo stupid. Now tell me you wouldn't do it.
No, I would, 100%. I 100% would.
You see?
Yeah, because if somebody said to me, like, because everything's got a price. I mean, I've never any intention of selling that, but if somebody said to me, whatever, because the thing is, you would never buy a car for even money I would accept. They'd never be able to, you'd never build a car for that price that fast, because it's so fucking fast. Yeah, if I had all that money, I would end up building some 1200 brake VR6 DSG. I don't know why it'd be the most useless car in the world, but it'd be fucking ridiculous.
There is something. I mean, you've seen what he did with the 1.8, right? And he's not even
standard piston.
Yeah, standard pistons and all this stuff, nitrous, dual fuel system, and all this stuff. Crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff. Now imagine him with this setup, enough money to go mental. Telling you, give him some money, grab an awesome MR2 1.8, and see Steve still not driving the car, because the moment he finished it, sold it, and is building a 3.2 litre 6-cylinder MR2, 1 million horsepower.
Probably. Even after I'd done that though, I'd be like, oh, I do miss the 1.8T, because it's all good in different ways, you know. It's fucking, it is one of those.
There's no winning. The more you have, the more you want.
Yeah.
There's no winning in this.
Well, it's always going to be in my mind no matter what. It's like, oh, I want to build a 4-wheel drive one of these. I want to build a longitudinal one, and I want to build, you know what, I'm not a V8, I don't like V8s, but I've always got in my head, you know, a longitudinal V8 or W8 or whatever one of these, or whatever, V10. We know it's possible.
It's possible.
And it's,
you know what would be great? One of these. It'd be, actually not that crazy, not that actually difficult. Longitudinal LS.
Yeah, that's what I've got. That's what I think. I said to Andrew a long time ago. Personally, I think one of the most funniest things could it just be because the instant power, not so much the, even if it was only like one of them LS3 525 crate engines, so 525 brake NA, 6.2 litre LS3 that you buy straight from Chevy, but they rev good. So one of them longitudinal, obviously, you know, with a transverse transaxle gearbox, that'd be fucking ridiculous.
Weight distribution,
yeah.
So handling is still great.
It's an all alloy engine as well, that one.
They're not that heavy, they're not big.
The engine,
we know it fits perfectly.
Engine will go to, right there roughly.
Not even sticking.
Yeah. Width wise, you've got a ton of room. You'll have all that. You could do like an 8-into-1 manifold or anything if you wanted to. Yeah, I think that'd be like.
And you still got loads of space. If you want a turbo.
If you want more, yeah. But the fact.
But then we got it.
Yeah.
It's mental.
But no, I was thinking that, you know, I've always thought an LS would be good in one of these, just because it wouldn't be that usable power, because it would smoke the tyres instantly, because obviously 6.2, I think they make 450 pound-foot barely off idle. So it's like, you put your foot down, because this one thing, a 450 pound-foot with a 1.8 or a VR, NA making the same torque is a whole different thing, because instant. And that's, you know, yeah, it'd be fun. I even said to Andrew, I would like, and it's a shame they're not widely available, even though it sounds rubbish to most people. If you had a big V8, or even like a 2-speed power glide gearbox like they run on the drag cars, because this is so light, you wouldn't need the gears.
What? That 1.8, you know, 4th gear, 5th gear, 1500 RPM, 2000 RPM, you put your foot up, it just pulls, like, really?
Exactly.
That's just tiny 1.8 standard.
That's what I said to Andrew about. I reckon a power glide would be fine.
You're right.
Low gear to 80 odd or 100, I don't know, whatever. Then high gear for the rest. You don't need anything else, because these have got so much. They weigh so little. Fuck gears. It's just like, you know. Thing is, transaxle power glides have been built, but they're not like a off-the-shelf thing, unfortunately. But they have been done because obviously Corvettes are transaxle, and you get a lot of them in drag Corvettes. But yeah, honestly, I think that'd be so much fun. One day, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. But stupid ideas, but good. Yeah, but they're good.
Hey, look where the stupid ideas go.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Well, this was never planned to be a business, was it?
How many people now build these MR2s with 1.8? There's a VR5 already being built. How many people made happy already with this?
Exactly.
So
Just from a stupid idea we had for fun, you know.
Yeah.
Your stupid idea of putting a 190 TDI turned into my stupid idea of 18T, turned into people wanting that, turned into that, and then people asking about VR6s, and yeah, now look, you know.
Tell you something, but if we had someone serious, know how to seriously map those 1.8s, I will have one again.
1.9 you mean?
1.9.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
1.9.
Yeah, you said 1.8.
1.9 TDI,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
It was way too funny.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good on fuel, obviously, but it was way too funny.
Yeah.
I still got the 1.9 TDI badge on the bumper. That was good.
I still have it in my head all the time because of that, like that guy from Finland and whatever, with his crazy, you know, the big turbo 1.9, the VE one.
What's his name? What's his name on YouTube?
Don't know. I'll put a link in the description of this video actually, because people should see him. It's mental.
Yeah, he deserves fucking really watch him because he's good.
I mean, we don't even know the details of his stuff, but the results are clearly there. You know, his stuff's like he's done like compound turbo, and like that the videos recently, them like anti-lag ones. I'd love to. We don't know what he's done, but yeah, it's stuff like his. It's like, yeah, that's why I want one of these. But
the abuse he gets, he puts these engines through.
Yeah,
they never die.
Yeah, they live forever.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's just in this country, unfortunately, 1.9 tuning is like real pikey rubbish, you know.
Same in this is like everyone is like, yeah, I got the software so I can map them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. More fuel.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's overheating, so more fuel.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, my fucking £1,000 hybrid turbo's dead. It's like, yeah, because it's crap, mate. You know, it's like, it's just
tiny fragile hybrid turbo.
Tiny and it's like, I'm only, you know, I'm running 600 psi through it. It's like, yeah, but it's like you're overspeeding the shit out of this tiny turbo. It's not gonna work, mate. But yeah, one day maybe it'll change. But for the moment,
at the moment we're only doing 1.8 turbo, VR6, VR5, VR6 turbo, VR5 turbo, VR6 DSG, VR5 DSG, or manual 6-speed, all the combinations. This is the beauty. There is something for everyone.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Even without all these off-the-shelf stuff, you've got like 10 combinations of the off-the-shelf stuff, plus all the whatever mods you want. Because, you know, it could be NA, it could be supercharged, it could be turbo, it can be whatever bloody hell you want. And then we've all got our own stupid personal ideas of what you'd want to do in a dream world. Adds up to another about 50 of them.
Well, look at this. This is supposed to be NA. It's a healthy, nice engine. Just put it. Literally now, at this point, this will be half finished. NA. There's no turbo, no the scrap, no charge cooler. It's just simple, plain as it is. All it took is. Oh, hold on. We have the exhaust manifold for the VR6 turbo. Let's just put it on the engine, see how it looks like. Then Steve brought the turbo, put it on. It's like, okay, I guess that's deal done. It's gonna be turbo now.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. It don't take much, but you know, I suspect whoever wants to buy this in the future would want it turbo anyway. So you know, we're not shooting ourselves in the foot too much by making ourselves extra work, and we know turbo stuff anyway. So you know,
it would be almost shame to leave it out of the workshop without the turbo on it.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, pretty much everything's done. Literally all that's left on this car before I start it up is fluids, and yeah, that's about it really. Fluids, spark plugs, bleed the clutch and brakes. Done. I was going to do it tonight, and then I thought, you know what, if I do that, it's going to be another delay on this video coming out. And to be honest, let's not you know, water down the excitement of this actually starting and running. Let's do one per video. So next video, as long as nothing breaks, as you can probably guess by how close this is already, this will start. And this, wow, This might be even more complete now, and it'll have a proper wastegate rather than the old Formula 1 qualifying special. But yeah, that'll do for now. As you can see, it's pretty much done. Literally a case of the fluids, the little things, and then it's drivable. So yeah, hope you like this video, and stay tuned, because obviously a lot more with this one, and Mark's RX-7, if you remember that, will be featuring a lot in videos shortly, because it's back in action and it's fucking amazing. So yeah, see you next time. Ta-ra.